Hello, welcome to the Alone Show. I'm your host, John Alone. In this episode, don't have any regulars because reasons. As for our guests, they are from Minneapolis, St. Paul's, and they are an author. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Luna Ray Hall.
Hello, hi, how are you?
Going great.
Thank
So,
you for having me.
you're welcome. How's life?
Life is a lot. Um, I'm glad it's almost fall. Uh, it's
Yep,
almost
me
spooky
too.
season.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a summer with this book coming out and a bunch of other things. So it's been good, but it's been a lot.
All right then. Very good. So, what inspired you to become an author?
Yeah. So I kind of think I go back to it really started in college. I was never really a good like English student or a big reader when I was a kid. So when I got into college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I had to take English courses. So I ended up taking a poetry class, and that really struck a chord with me. And I went from there. Um, Went to grad school for poetry. That's primarily what I write is poetry, except for my most recent book, The Patient Routine. That's a horror genre mix with poetry as well. So really, I mean, I think it's just a good thing for me to get out a lot of emotions and feelings, and it's also, I mean, I love telling stories. I love um, showing people how I see the world, how I imagine um, life looks like to me. And yeah, I think that's kind of, there's a lot of things that being an author and writer gives you that you can give to other people. And I think that's kind of where I lean to why I keep doing it.
Okay, sounds good. What was life for you growing up?
Yeah, I guess I kind of have a standard Minnesotan experience. I come from a medium-sized suburb of the Twin Cities to a lower middle income, household. Uh, Raised by, both my parents were there. Um, I have two older siblings, a younger sibling. So I kind of, it felt very average to me throughout my childhood. So I don't really have anything to like, nothing like wild happened to me. Um, I kind of feel like I just went to school and came home and um, lived, did my homework and kind of did other things. But yeah, I don't really think it's anything special. I don't think there's like anything that like that I look back on and I'm like, wow, that was really unique.
All right then, that's cool. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Jeez. I mean, I honestly, I do love Minnesota. I think it has kind of the best um, four seasons that I've been able to experience. It really has very unique. Um, every season in Minnesota is very um, special. I've also considered, living out in Portland. That's where I went to grad school. I would love to Portland, Oregon. I'd love to live there. Um, I haven't done a ton of traveling outside of the states. I've traveled a bunch inside the states, but not outside. So I'd love to experience, Europe, Asia. I'd love to, uh, South America, Africa. I'd love to travel the world and kind of see what's out there. But in terms of places, I'm pretty happy where I'm at right now. Um, once winter comes, I'll complain about it. But the summer and spring and fall are pretty hard to beat.
All right then, that's cool, I guess. What music do you often listen to?
Yeah, I kind of listen to a variety of things. Primarily I listen to indie pop, um, indie rock, hip hop, uh, a wide variety, singer songwriter stuff. I love the 1975, Laney, Phoebe Bridgers, Chance the Rapper, Brockhampton, um, 100 Gex, a wide range. I try to listen to new stuff when I can. I love taking recommendations from people. I share a lot of songs on like my Instagram. I share a lot of what I'm listening to, and I get people to give me suggestions based on that. So I try to keep broadening my horizon.
Fabulous. Would you consider yourself to be an extrovert or an introvert?
Yeah, I would consider mostly an introvert. I think I need a lot of time to rest and recover after events, but I love hosting. Um, I love getting out and being with people too. I think the biggest thing is that I just need a lot of downtime to kind of recover from those events. So I think I lean more towards introvert.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. What app do you hate using so much, but you still use it anyway?
What app? Probably Twitter or X, whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
Um, I it's by far my biggest platform, so I'm kind of required to use it to get word out of what I'm doing. But it is kind of a cesspool of stuff of crap a lot of the times, and it's just continually making weird new changes that I think make it difficult for me to keep using it. But I still use it every day because I have, thousands of people on there that are connected to me there that aren't on other platforms yet.
Nice, nice. What statistics in your life would you like most to see?
Oh, geez, that's a good question. Um, I mean, I think I'd love to know like how many like words in total I've written. Trying to like think of like authory things because that's the mode I'm in right now. How many books I've read because I don't keep track of that. I just read them and I don't generally use like Goodreads or anything like that to keep track of them. But I think it'd be interesting to know how many words I've written in total because I've written a ton of books that are just sitting in my archives, I guess, that'll never see the light of day. So I think that would be really interesting to see to kind of add up those. I guess I could do that. I could do that.
Ah, all right then. Very good. What natural landmark would you like to see most someday?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I know. I mean, I would love to see like the Grand Canyon. I haven't been down to that area of the United States yet. I think that would be my choice. I'm guessing it's very pretty there. Um, yeah, Glacier National Park. I think those would be another good one. A lot of the national parks I'm very intrigued by, mostly because I'm writing something about national parks. So there's a lot of those that I've been doing research into, and I would love to see them in person. But I think Grand Canyon, I think is um, something that probably I should see at some point in my life.
Okay, cool, cool. There's something I'm just curious to find out. You go by they them pronouns.
Correct.
What I want to ask is, because out of curiosity, what is the reason you chose to identify yourself by those pronouns?
Yeah. I I don't feel like I fit into either of the two genders that are societal norms. I feel like I'm in between. I often feel gender queer, as they call it too. I like to non-conform to societal norms in terms of gender. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I could actually understand that because not even I can tell where you even lie. So I fully understand. I actually get what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. How did you spend your last birthday?
Trying to think. So my birthday's in October, so that was nearly a year ago. I think I worked. I'm trying to see what going back in time here. Yeah, it was a Saturday, and I remember I started a new job last fall that I'm no longer at. But I started a job last fall, and it was an event over the weekend. So I was helping hosting this event for the company that I was working for that weekend. So nothing fun. I don't even think my coworkers, because I was so new, they didn't know it was my birthday or anything like that. So I was able to avoid the awkward birthday celebrations.
All right. Okay. I know I'd already asked you this kind of, well, but what I want to know is, what website do you visit most often? Well, besides what we've just been through.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on a lot of social media websites. I think the one I'm really active on Instagram now, especially since Twitter has kind of fallen off. But I'm on YouTube a lot. I watch a ton of YouTube videos. I'm trying to do a lot of research on YouTube, but I also watch a lot of comedy videos and stuff like that. That's primarily what I watch instead of like streaming platforms. I also browse a few gaming forums here and there. So those are primarily the ones. I spend a lot of time on Squarespace because that's what my website's hosted through. So I'm on there a lot. And then there's shopping websites. Yeah, so I mean a lot of like social media I think is primarily what I use, what I'm spend the most time on.
All right then. If you could control any of the four elements, such as earth, water, air, and fire, what would you choose?
Yeah, I definitely think I would control air. I think there's a lot of interesting things that you can do with air, with manipulating the world around us, and hopefully that means I could maybe fly or something like that. Yeah, I think I control air. I don't know if that's just part of my. I've always, been intrigued by, the sky and, air. I think there's a lot of interesting things with like tornadoes. Those have always intrigued me a ton, considering where I come from. So yeah, so I think air would definitely be my first choice.
All right, very good. What improved your life quality so much you wished you did it sooner?
I think being honest and open with myself. I think not caring what others have to think about me. I think those two things, being honest and not caring what others think, I think those are things that really helped me grow as a person, as a writer, especially. And I was very afraid to do those things for so long because of various things, family, society, etc. So I think those would be I wish I would have just looked at myself and was honest and actually open and truthful to my past self. So I could have been happier sooner.
Very good. What was the last concert you went to?
The last concert I went to I think it was for a band called Half Alive. It was in May or so. It was a really good show. They were fun. They're very theatrical. Yeah, that was the last one.
Ah, Very good. Do you like spicy food?
Yeah, I don't eat a ton of spicy food, but yeah, I do like it. Definitely here and there. I love hot food, spicy food. It's not probably my go-to, but I'll definitely have it if it's available.
All right then. What is something that most people consider to be a luxury, but you don't think you could live without it?
Oh geez. I don't know if I have one of those. Um I'm very conservative when it comes to, owning things or having things. I try not to spend a lot of money or um, anything like that. So, I mean, I guess it would be my pets. I guess they're a luxury. I have two dogs and I spoil them. So I guess that's kind of the thing that I can't live without. That could be considered a luxury.
Okay. What hobby would you get into if time and money weren't an issue?
Yeah. I feel like I would love to learn instruments. I feel like I'd love to learn like the guitar if I had more time. I would love to do like more puzzles. Those take a lot of time that I don't have most of the time. So those are my two like immediate things. I don't know if there's anything like the expensive that I would consider. I think it'd just be time consuming things. So yeah, so I'll go with those like learning. If I had more time to just like learn more things, I already have a lot of time committed to learning the few things that I have time for. I'm learning, a couple languages and things like that. So if I had more time, I would kind of do, you know, an instrument. I would kind of relearn. I used to play saxophone. That would be really. I'd love to relearn that if I had time. Yeah.
Fabulous. Would you rather speak all languages or talk to animals?
I mean, I guess I guess talk to animals. I would love to be able to like converse with my pets more than, or any. I love animals a lot, so any animal would be really cool to talk to. And considering I know a few languages, I feel like that's knowing every language or pets. Like I feel like that's a clear choice for me to just pick pets.
All right then. Have you ever experienced anything supernatural or paranormal activities going on?
I personally have not. No, I know I have a bunch of friends who have experienced, and I've heard their stories. Supposedly, my grandparents' house is haunted, according to my cousins. Um, I've never seen anything there, but I also never spent a ton of time there. And I have friends who have gone to haunted locations, like in the Minnesota state, and have experienced things. But no, I've personally never. I don't think. I don't think so, unless you count, like sleep paralysis as supernatural, which I know some people do. But I think it's pretty scientific. So no.
Hmm. All right then. Fair enough. What's your favorite ice cream topping?
Yeah, I think cookie dough. That's kind of my go-to is a cookie dough. Um, I love a cookie dough blizzard from like Dairy Queen or a cookie dough ice cream. Cookies and cream is also good. I love chocolate syrup's great. Um, yeah.
Sweet. If your life was a meal, what kind of meal would it be?
Um, I guess I'm not. I'm not sure. Yeah. No. I guess I don't. I guess I don't understand the question.
Sorry, I just lost it for a second there. Oh, well, we'll get back to it eventually.
Okay.
What's the best way to travel?
I mean, I like I enjoy car rides. I think that's really fun. I don't mind flying. I don't mind boating. I think it's all kind of dependent on where you're going. I think car trips are kind of really fun. So I guess I'll pick that.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what I meant by if your life was a meal, what kind of meal would it be? Is saying a meal that describes your life as a whole.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's it. That's a great question. I just trying to think of something that could describe my life as a whole. Um, yeah, I would say, I feel like I'd have to do like some kind of pasta dish. I think that's kind of my go-to, and it's very comforting, and I think that's kind of where my life is right now. Is very.
All right then. If you had to get rid of a holiday, which would you get rid of? Are you still there?
Yeah, yes, I am. Sorry. Response.
Unfortunately, I did not. I thought you were finished with the question because I didn't hear anything. It must be in a cutoff in the audio.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I was saying I would do a pasta dish just because that's very comforting to me, and my life at it is right now is very comforting, and trying to find simple, easy things to make my life happy. So I think just a dish.
All right then. Very good. If you had to get rid of a holiday, which would you get rid of?
I think I would probably do. I don't know. I really don't. I really dislike fireworks. So I guess Independence Day in America would probably be my go-to, just because I despise the act of hitting fireworks for 8 hours in a row. So yeah, that would be my pick. Nothing malicious about it, but just the fact that it's connected to fireworks.
Ah, yes, I can see that. What's something you tried really hard to like, but you couldn't?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if anybody follows me on like social medias I'm pretty opinionated about things. So I mean, I try to give everything a fair shake. I think there's a lot of TV shows and things that a lot of people love that I just can't get into. I'm trying to think of a recent thing that I was just not able to get into. Um, there's a movie that came out a while ago called Antichrist with Willem Dafoe by Lars von Trier, and I've tried to watch that a few times and just can't really get into it. So I guess that would be one of my picks. It's one of those very art house kind of movies that I think that I'm just not for me.
Okay, that's cool. When things break, do you prefer to fix them or replace them?
Yeah, it depends on the item. I do like to try to fix things if it's possible, but also with I suffer from OCD too. So one of my compulsions is that if something's like very broke, I try to get like a brand new thing. So that's something that I've worked on a lot too. So I think more lately I try to fix things, but I'm also very known to just being like getting a brand new thing and replacing it. In the past, that's kind of my go-to, but now I'm trying to fix things.
Okay, cool. If you could create your own job title, what would it be?
I guess just writer or poet writer. If I were able to do that just as a full-time gig, that's kind of my dream right now. So that'd be my go-to. Yeah, I think just that.
All right then, very good. And that is all we have for this episode. It was great having you on, Luna, talking about your works, everything in general, your journey, everything else has been fabulous.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again.
You're welcome. And until next time, stay tuned for more.